Stop ignoring those 2 a.m. calls. Sometimes curiosity really does kill the cat. We all know that feeling. The world is silent, the shadows in your room seem to stretch and breathe, and suddenly your phone lights up. It's always at the worst possible hour, when your mind is foggy and your heart is vulnerable. Most of us let it ring, convincing ourselves it's just a wrong number, a drunk friend, or a spam call. But what if it isn't? What if just once you picked up? Or am I the only one who'd answer? Maybe you're braver than me, or maybe you're just as curious. Let's see what happens when Ben picks up. Because sometimes, the unknown is more terrifying than anything you could imagine. It was just past 2 a.m. when Ben's phone rang. Not just any ringtone, but an old crackly nursery jingle that sliced through the silence. The kind of tune that makes your skin crawl, like something from a forgotten childhood memory that should have stayed buried. The melody was warped, almost mocking, echoing through the darkness of his room. Ben's eyes snapped open, heart pounding. He stared at the glowing screen, the jingle looping, each note more unsettling than the last. He wondered if he was dreaming, but the cold sweat on his skin told him otherwise. Ben blinked awake, unknown number glaring at him. He hesitated, then curiosity won. Hello? His voice was barely a whisper, thick with sleep and fear. Silence. Then, breathing, wet, shaky, the kind of sound that makes your stomach twist, as if someone or something was struggling to hold itself together on the other end. Ben sat up, blood cold. Who is this? His voice trembled, but he tried to sound brave. The silence stretched, heavy and suffocating, as if the caller was savoring his fear. A whisper, "I'm outside." The line went dead. The words slithered into Ben's ear, chilling him to the bone. He stared at his phone, willing it to be a prank, a bad dream, anything but real. Ben tried to laugh it off. Had to be a prank, right? But he still shuffled to the window just to check. His feet felt heavy, every step echoing in the silent house. He told himself he was being ridiculous, but the urge to look was overwhelming. Streets empty, but wait, movement, way back in the shadows. Something shifted, just beyond the reach of the streetlight. Ben squinted, heart hammering, trying to convince himself it was just a stray cat or a trick of the light. A pale, thin figure, too still, too patient. It stood just at the edge of the darkness, as if waiting for Ben to notice. Its face was hidden, but Ben could feel its gaze, cold and unblinking. He pulled the curtain shut, trying to block out the image, but it was burned into his mind. He told himself it was nothing, but deep down he knew better. Ben blinked. It was closer, but he never saw it move. One moment it was at the edge of the street, the next it was halfway up the drive. The air in the room grew colder, and Ben's breath came in short, panicked bursts. He locked every door, every window, shoved a chair under the handle, turned on every light. The house was bathed in harsh, artificial brightness, but it did nothing to chase away the dread that clung to him. He paced the floor, checking and rechecking the locks, jumping at every creak and groan of the old house. The minutes dragged on, each one heavier than the last, as if time itself was holding its breath. Minutes crawled by, then, ringing. Same jingle. The sound was even more distorted now, as if the phone itself was afraid to play it. Ben's hands shook as he reached for the phone, dread pulling in his stomach. Ben grabbed the phone. "Who the hell are you?" His voice cracked, anger and fear mixing in his chest. He wanted answers, but part of him wished he'd never picked up in the first place. The whisper, "I'm at the door. Knock, 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 knock." The sound of knuckles rapping against wood echoed through the house, slow and deliberate. Ben's blood ran cold as he realized the knocks matched the rhythm of the jingle. No one there through the peephole. He sighed, then heard whisper right behind him. Too late. The words were so close he could feel the breath on his neck. He spun around, but the room was empty, except for the suffocating sense that he was not alone. Lights out, phone drops, silence. The world seemed to hold its breath, waiting for something terrible to happen. Ben's last thought was a desperate wish that he'd never answered that call. Ben was never found. But when the city sleeps and your phone rings with that nursery tune, remember his story. Some say you can still hear the jingle echoing through the night, a warning to those who are too curious for their own good. Don't answer, unless you want to meet him too. The midnight caller is always searching for someone new to answer, someone who can't resist the lure of the unknown. So next time your phone rings in the dead of night, think twice before you pick up. If you love God, please like and subscribe. And remember, some calls are better left unanswered.